This is my one-handed fighting off my brother's wife drill. So load, make ready, fight her off, fight her off, fight her off. Welcome back to the channel, hosers. Sorry for the delay in getting this to you. I actually got COVID. I brought it into work, got everyone sick. Everyone was off for, a week and a half. Gave it to my wife, she's still coughing. Truth be told, it wasn't as bad as the last flu I had from, many years ago. But nevertheless, I couldn't get out to the range. I was testing positive for well over a week. So I'm back, I'm here, and I have an update as far as this project pistol goes. If you want to see all the weigh-ins, I'll include it at the end. I know it's kind of boring just weighing everything separately, but I managed to get this pistol increased by a full pound, which doesn't sound like much, but when it's only a pound and a bit, it's, almost a 45 to 50% increase depending on the configuration. So I'll just go over quickly what I did. Just externally, as you can see, you've got the tungsten grip frame, which added probably the most and really helped the most. If you were only going to buy one upgrade for your P320, spend the $300 or $250, whatever it is in the US. Get the tungsten grip. Really helps you control. And I ran back to back with the pistol and polymer and versus this, and it's night and day difference. It really does shoot like a different gun. Next we've got, this is the Armory Craft extended slide takedown. It almost acts a bit like a gas pedal. It's got a little bit of added width, so you can kind of ride it like a gas pedal, but it's also not thick enough that it won't fit your holster. So, SIG SAUER actually sells a true gas pedal version, but with that one, it won't fit in the holster. So just something to keep in mind. I threw the OEM SIG SAUER magwell, fits perfect, adds a little bit of weight. It does what it's supposed to do. And then internally, as you've seen before, this thing is still stiff. As you've seen before, tungsten guide rod. This actually helped more than I thought it would. The weight is nice. I will say the weight is nice. Is it worth $200? And I paid $200 used. So I mean, whatever you pay for a 220, 230 brand new, is it worth it? I'd probably skimp on that if I was doing it again, or if I, if it was my money and not actually doing it for a YouTube video. What I do like is this 13-pound recoil spring. It's a 1911 13-pound spring, and I find that this just gets the gun back to zero ever so perfect. You fire, the gun recoils, and it's just right back to where you were. Easy to shoot fast, I would say. If you are running this for competition, play with your 1911 spring. Don't use the one it came with. You can buy just regular stainless steel guide rods for, $30-40. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the tungsten. It is nice to add weight, keeps the, down. But I personally really like the recoil spring. On the slide, nothing. And then in here, as you see in the videos, I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to show it. I don't know if you can pick it up, but I put the grip weight in. So it goes in, you could see right here. That was $50 from SIG SAUER OEM part. They sell one for $200 in tungsten. I wouldn't get that one. In fact, I'd probably, doing it again, wouldn't even get the grip weight. I really didn't tell any difference from that. I think just doing the tungsten grip is more than what you need. This grip weight would probably be perfect in the plastic polymer grip. I think adding the weight to the plastic grip would really help. And if you watch the video footage when I weigh everything at the end, you'll see that you're adding 1.6 ounces to the grip, which is only 1.8. So you're almost doubling it, I think, just going from memory. So that's what I did. I got it up 1 pound, and I have to admit the gun shoots really well. It's becoming one of my favorite pistols. I find myself when I go to the range, I'm taking this over everything else. I find myself comparing it to everything else. The only thing I don't like about it is the reset on the trigger. The trigger I love, you know, the little bit of take up the brake. It's just this reset is a little mushy and inconsistent. And you hear, and it wasn't even there. Like, it was, you see, that was a perfect example. It's like I thought it reset it because I let it out. I thought it reset it, and then I was going to comment that it wasn't very loud, but then it actually went further and it reset it. So Armory Craft sells a, you know, $15 spring that'll increase the on the X series trigger. They say it'll keep the trigger brake the same, but it increases the reset by 10%. You know, once that comes in stock, I'm going to give that a shot. I'm not going to invest in the Apex trigger just yet because I do like this trigger, and I'm not going to spend another $150 on the Apex kit. Just for that little bit of extra benefit on the reset. I've already, you know, this thing as it's sitting right now, I've got over 2,000 in it, and you know, considering that it's just a P320, you know, 2,000 could have bought a lot more of a gun. So I think I'm done with the upgrades, and right now I'm just enjoying shooting it as it is. But there you go, guys. Added a pound, 50% weight increase, and just a pleasure to shoot. I'll roll in some video footage, but you could see the gun shoots really fast. The Romeo 1, not my favorite optic. I much prefer a Holosun, but it fits perfect. It's been perfectly reliable in every sense. I've only had one mishap, and it was ammunition related. So there you have it. Barrel still looks brand new after, you know, 500-600 rounds, maybe even more. No wear and tear on the pistol. If you have any questions, let me know. But there you have it. This is the project gun in its complete form, and we'll do some torture testing and some more drills. But let me know what you want to see. So here's a look at the stock P320. You've got your empty frame. You've got your takedown lever, fire control unit, stock magazine, and then we'll throw the slide with the Romeo 1 Pro on it, and we'll see what we get. So this is weighing in at 1 pound, 12 ounces, 12.2. So this is stock configuration as you would get it from the store. Let's see what we can do to that weight. So the first thing I would do if I was keeping this stock with this grip module is, you can see the grip module on its own weighs 3.7 ounces. First thing I would do is add this SIG SAUER OEM grip weight. This is a 1.6. This one actually weighs 1.7. It's branded as 1.6. And that'll bump you up to 5.5. This slides right into the frame, but we're not going to use this frame anymore. We're going to go a little bit heavier. So we're going to use the tungsten infused frame. This one here is roughly $250, but it's a polymer infused with tungsten, really heavy. I've got the OEM magwell on it, so you'll see this one goes up from 3 point whatever up to 13. So, you know, 4 times heavier that you're getting. And then once you throw the SIG SAUER weight in there, you're up to 15.7 ounces. So substantial increase in the weight that is in the grip, which is going to help mitigate recoil. Next step, we're going to take a look at the guide rod. So stock guide rod comes in at 1.2 ounces. We're going to spend a little money, get the tungsten guide rod with a 13-pound 1911 spring, and this one jumps up to 3. So 3 times heavier. This weight's going to be all out in the front of the slide, and that's going to help keep the muzzle from rising. Next, we're going to take the stock takedown lever, which comes in at 0.4 ounces. This one's not so much of a weight increase as it only goes up to 0.5, I believe. It only goes up by, you know, 1/10 of an ounce, but it actually adds a lot of grip surface, almost like a gas pedal, but still fits the holster. So that's an Armcore Armory Craft takedown lever. Next, we're going to take the stock magazine, which comes in at 2.9. We have these base plates, and it goes from 2.9 ounces to 4.8. So, you know, 2 full ounces, you know, percentage wise, that's what, 80% increase. So as far as weight increase, all this weight is going to be in the grip and keep the muzzle down, and should result in a much flatter shooting P320. So here's a little grip weight. It comes with a little tiny piece of rubber that kind of just slides into that slat, and then that piece of rubber is supposed to keep tension on it when it slides into the grip frame. And I heard once you put these in, it's pretty hard to get them out, but we'll go ahead and install it, and I'll show you what it looks like. So as you can see, this just goes in from the top and then slides in. It's going to be difficult to show on camera, but what you got to do is just push it in, and that little piece of rubber, as you see, will stay back there, and that'll kind of give it resistance. And it's going to be a bit of a pain to get in. I've seen some people hammering it, so I'm just going to go at it with some sort of rubber mallet or something to try to get it in there. So we finally got it in. As you can see, it sits flush in there. The key is going to be down here. You'll want to make sure it's sitting flush right at the bottom. If it's not, there'll be a little space. I had to get a big giant screwdriver and just really hammer it. It took quite a little bit of force to get in there, so definitely not taking it out anytime soon, especially with that little piece of rubber back there now. So just make sure it's in there good so you could fit the fire control unit in. All right, so the pistol's back together. We've got the extended takedown lever, as you can see there. We've got the tungsten guide rod, tungsten frame. We've got the mag well and the mag base, and the grip weight going down here. So we started out at 1.12 ounces, and now we're up to 2.12. So we just added a pound to a polymer gun, and I can tell you, it is a pleasure to shoot. It shoots like a 1911, very flat, returns to zero. I'll roll some footage in now, but as you can see, we just added a pound to this pistol. So for comparison's sake, 212, this is, for all intents and purposes, a polymer pistol, compared to a 5-inch all steel X5. Now this one doesn't have the magazine in it, but as you can see, this is weighing in at 2.76. This is a 5-inch barrel all steel competition gun, and we managed to get the P320 to weigh more than it. And if I'm being honest, it actually shoots a lot flatter and returns to zero better than this $3,000 X5.